Good
Uh-oh.
morning, everyone. It is June 15th on this bright and sunny Tuesday morning. I am very excited to have our YPG meeting via Zoom. It was supposed to be in person, but Zoom is just as great because we have the ability to record the entire meeting. With this morning, I am going to pass off the floor pretty quickly off to Justin. He has been a member of the chamber and has some exciting stories to tell us about Dwyer Park. So wish we were at the park, but I'm sure you'll be able to deliver, the information this morning just as well. Justin, if you want to take it away.
All right, very good. Well, thank you. I've been wanting to kind of get involved with the young professional group of the chamber for a little while now, and then when I saw that you guys were meeting at Dwyer Park, and I'm officially a member of the chamber as president of the Colts Neck Lions Club, which it's not my full-time job, but that's what I'm here to talk to you guys about. It's a great group. It's the Colts Neck Lions Club. Mark Vigiani, who I think a lot of you guys know from his work through the chamber, is one of our members. I've been the president of the club for the last 4.5 years. I can't get somebody else to step up and be president, so I'm sort of just indefinitely the president for right now. And a lot of it has to do with some of the projects that I sort of spearheaded, and I wanted to just give you guys some information about the club. And I'm going to try to tie this in a little bit to business as well, because I know that's what everyone's here for. And I could go on and on about like the great things that the Lions Club does for the community, and I'll talk about that. I don't have anything really prepared, but I'm pretty comfortable talking about some of the projects because I was really involved with them. But could you just give me an idea how much time do you want me to talk for? Like 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 7 minutes?
You got 15 minutes. That's fine.
And then, all right, so I'll talk for about like 10 minutes, and I'll give you guys some time to see if you have any questions. So basically, like, this club is been around for 50 years. So it's, when you guys hear the word Lions Club, can anybody just tell me what comes to mind or what you think of? I'm just curious, what service? Okay. I didn't know who said that. Ryan on the bottom, Ryan with the Yankees logo?
Jeremy.
Jeremy, okay. Service. Well, that's good, because our motto is "We serve." So that's pretty good word. Anybody else have anything?
I mean, the Lions Club was like what we used to call my middle school club, so that's just what I associate with it first. Obviously, it's more important to the county than just that.
All right, so basically, it's a group. It's the biggest volunteer nonprofit organization in the world. There's 1.5 million members. There's local groups. There's like an Eatontown club, a Middletown club, a Colts Neck club. There's different Lions clubs all throughout the area. And basically, what we do is it's the best group of people that I know, because everybody literally is just there to give their time, give effort into fundraising and raising awareness for different good causes. And literally, there's no clubhouse, there's no salaries, there's just a group of people that puts together different types of events, and then we give the money to local causes. So the reason I wanted to talk at Dwyer Park was because we like I mentioned, we built an addition at Dwyer Park that I was going to kind of walk you guys through if we were there today. But basically, my wife and I actually came up with the idea, because we went through the process of getting our 501c3, which makes it any contributions to the club tax deductible to people. And we were trying to figure out a good project that was kind of bigger scale. And we do a lot of work with blind, visually impaired, and autistic people. So we started thinking of, is there certain specific playgrounds that are designed for blind, visually impaired, and autistic children? I did my research. I found a playground down in Atlanta, Georgia, actually, that's at the National Institute for the Blind, that was just recently built. And the whole thing is it's sensory themed. So if you're blind, it involves all the other senses. So it's your hearing, your touching, feeling, things like that. So I basically found at St. Joseph's School for the Blind, which is up in Jersey City, we did a tour of their playground and their facility, and we're able to talk to the teachers and social workers about the importance of playing with other kids and the importance of having equipment that they're confident on and comfortable with. And, after working with a playground company and the St. Joseph School for the Blind, I went to the Monmouth County Park people and said, do you guys have space at any of your playground, any of your parks for this type of playground? And, we were hoping for Dorbrook Park, obviously, since it's in Colts Neck. They said that they would allow it. And, we started coming up with a budget, and the budget was about $125,000, which is, if you're not familiar with Lions clubs, you'd realize that that's a really big scale project. Like historically, we raise, $10,000 a year through various fundraising efforts, and then give it out. So when I approached the club at this point with, we're going to raise $125,000 for a playground at Dorbrook Park, you can obviously imagine some people were skeptical, but we basically put together a plan that involved getting grants from getting some grants, getting some fundraising efforts, and we raised about $150,000 in a matter of 18 months. And we built a big part of that playground that you guys would have been on is our Lions sensory den, which is, it's got all musical instruments. It's got there's like a big spinning globe thing. There's all these bells and musical instruments, and it was a really it was a great project that started with just my wife and I talking on the couch about like what we could do. And, it turned into, something that, we're seeing kids playing on, probably today. So, it's a pretty cool project at Dorbrook Park. That's one example. You guys remember Colonel Sam, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He was part of the chamber, right? With
Yes,
the AUSA?
a big part. Yes.
So we did a service song, and Sean Keating's now involved with it, and Mark was involved with it as well. But we raised $15,000 and got a service dog for a military vet. That was the program Colonel Sam talked about a lot. In July, we're doing a beep baseball, which is basically baseball for blind people. There's an organization, and they use a big ball that beeps, and that's how they're able to hit and feel the baseball without being able to see it, just by hearing the beeping. So, that's just an example of some of the things that we've done over the past few years. We have a diverse group. We have young people, we have females, we have people of all different political, backgrounds. We have about 50 members in the club. We're always looking for new people who want to get involved. And since I know this is a business, Chamber of Commerce is more of a business organization, I'm going to tie that in because my full-time job is not president of the Lions Club. I have a financial planning business that I run. And I'll just tell you, I would never say join a nonprofit or get involved with a charity in hopes of getting business. But I'm involved in a couple networking events and a couple, business associations from my actual business. And I'll tell you, I get more business related stuff from the Lions Club than I do from any of the other business associations or anything that I'm involved with. And I think that's because, if I would have said, I'm a financial advisor at Wells Fargo, let me speak at this meeting, you guys probably would be like, no, we have enough financial advisors. We don't need it. We don't need that. So I find that, people are a lot more willing to talk business with you sometimes when you start with something that you do for fun, or that you do, if you're charitably inclined or volunteer, things like that. It makes the conversation sometimes easier. So, I don't do it for that. I do it because, I enjoy being involved in the community. My father's been a member of the Colts Neck Lions Club for 45 years. So, I get to spend a lot of time with him, and this project was something that him and I really worked on. So, I think that was about 10 minutes. I mean, do you guys have any questions? I'd love to be able to be at the park and show you some of the equipment and stuff, but that's kind of the gist of it.
Kathrine, maybe we could do like a business after hours at the park and meet at the playground.
Yeah, I don't think they'll kick us off the playground, even though we're grown adults.
I don't
And
think
if they
so.
do, I'll rap Justin. I'll be like, listen, he put this together. You can't make us leave.
Yeah, my name's on the rock. I mean, my name's
Oh,
on the
wow.
rock.
Oh, nice.
We gotta have some pull there. We probably don't. But if you guys ever wanted to go over there, I'm sure I can let them know that we're going to be just going to check out the playground.
That's funny. Does anyone have any questions? I'm sure one of you has something. Don't be shy. I know it's 8:30 in the morning, but I put on my happy face today. Come on, anybody? There we go. All right, Ryan, go ahead.
So when you were fundraising, what were your like main fundraisers that you did to raise the $125,000?
Good question.
So we did our big, and I don't know if I'm frozen on the screen, but I'm assuming you guys can at least
We
hear
lost
me
your
on,
picture a while ago, Justin.
Okay, yeah, because everybody's been frozen. Ryan's got the best face going on my screen, but everyone's frozen. So I'm just gonna, yeah, I probably have a goofy face as well. But fundraising events. So our big event is, listen, I get pretty creative with the events. We did, over the past few years, we've done. Our big event is a beer, bourbon, and wine tasting Kentucky Derby event that we do in Colts Neck at it's at Colts Neck Recreation Center, which is kind of like a big barn. And it's beer, bourbon, and wine. It's we project the Kentucky Derby races on a couple TVs throughout the thing. We ask businesses to sponsor the event through like a series of different levels, and then we sell tickets. We have silent auctions, things like that. So that's our, we usually raise about $15,000 to $20,000 a year at our Kentucky Derby beer, bourbon, and wine tasting event. We do a pancake breakfast every year where we ask sponsors to give $100 and they get their business card on the placemats. And that's really, we usually raise about $8,000 a year on that. We got $35,000 from Dunkin' Donuts, which was a big chunk of it. We got random donations from people in town just doing, constantly just talking about it in the Colts Neck Journal, the community magazine, the Two River Times did some articles. So we got random donations that way. I did a bar crawl, which was kind of neat that, maybe the young professionals could do something like that if you guys are ever raising money, where I got 3 school buses. We met at Huddy's in Colts Neck and picked everybody up on the school buses. And we went to Asbury Park, we went to Tinton Falls, a bar in Red Bank, and then back at Huddy's. So that was kind of neat. We got bar specials at each of the places. Nice. We spent about an hour in each bar crawl or in each restaurant. So that was kind of neat. We raised some money that way. So things like that. I know Mark is working on a golf outing. We don't do a golf outing, but it took us like 18 months to raise, and a lot of it was we got a lot of grants and donations from people, and then a couple fundraising events, and there we were.
Nice. Thank you for doing all that, Justin. That was wonderful.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the time to talk about the club, and like I said, we're looking for people. Like if anybody, wants to check out a meeting, we're finally returning to face-to-face meetings in July. I'd be happy to, give the information. We provide free dinner to anybody who comes and just checks out the group. You'll probably know some people there, so if anybody wants to just, see what it's all about, learn about the club and get a free meal out of it, we welcome anybody to come check it out. We meet at Huddy's the 3rd Monday of the month at 7:00 at night.
Why don't you put the information in the chats, then everyone can just like copy and paste it.
In the chat? I don't even think my Zoom's working at this point. But
All right.
How about an email?
Sure. And I'll email everyone after the meeting with a little recap. Okay.
That'd be great. And like I said, I know this is a business group and this is not really a business thing, but so I appreciate you, allowing me to tell you a little bit about the club. And it's fun. I really, it's a really good group of people that, just do good things. And that's, people in the community need help. We had like somebody in Colts Neck that their husband passed away and we went there and like cleaned their yard and did stuff like that. So it's really just like anything there's, wherever there's a need, there's a Lions Club that is always willing to help. And that's, that's what we do. And that's, it's all about service, like the first gentleman, said. So thanks again for your time. If there's anything else I can do, just let me know.
Great. Thank you for speaking today. I really appreciate it. All right. I think Kevin's still on the call. Kevin, are you there with us? Oh, you are.
I am.
I missed your face, Kevin.
Kevin, isn't it about 3 hours too early for you?
Yeah, I'm not feeling this very well.
Jeremy, he did it for me. Kevin, if you want to share the exciting news that you texted me about the other day, I think that would be great.
Sure. So for those of you who I haven't met, hello. I've been kind of a ghost the last couple of months with baseball season getting started. But I've been part of the YPG for 10 years now, I think. One of the biggest things that this organization works on as a committee of the chamber is carrying with karaoke. We were probably, I think, 10 days away from, I think it's either the 13th or 14th annual Carrying with Karaoke event going on over at the Stone Pony when the world shut down back in 2020. But, we had been working with the venue, which is the Stone Pony, on kind of resetting dates as we wait to see the world open up, which now it pretty much mostly has. So spoke with Caroline over at the Stone Pony yesterday for a rescheduled date. We're looking at, they are very limited on availability as they're trying to book anything that they can, but they did have September 30th available. I don't think I shot that date to Trisha or not yet. I did email her yesterday as well, but just kind of told her the time frame we'd be looking at. So right now there is a hold on that date. We just got to confirm with the nonprofit that we raise money for that event, which is CASA of Monmouth County. That was the beneficiary that was selected back heading into the 2020 event. We've stuck with them throughout this process. But that would be September 30th from 7 to 11. The program usually runs 7 to 10 p.m. And we kind of have a back hour of open karaoke. And again, anyone who's unfamiliar with this event, it's essentially a karaoke contest at the Stone Pony, which is a pretty fun venue to put something together like that. But we, there's a program around it which raises awareness for the organization. And then, between tricky tray items and sponsorships, we raise money for that organization. And then it also does help funds for the chamber because in the portion of the ticket goes to the chamber as well in regards to each ticket sale that happens. So, usually we're able to raise low end 3,000 to 5,000. We've had some that have raised up to 15,000 for the event when we've been able to get an event match by a donor. But usually we're looking like anywhere from hopefully like $4,000 to $8,000 is what we raise for this event, and mostly that is through the sponsorships and then the tricky tray items that we have there, and anyone who signs up for the karaoke contest itself. It's I think $20 to sign up for the contest, and that's again a direct donation back to the organization. So as far as that goes, if we can nail down that date, I think we're in a really good spot for amount of time to now actually turn it around, announce it. Hey, it's back, and here's the date of the event. We have it gives us a little bit of time to sell it, and then work with CASA on the program around it. I think the biggest thing we would need as far as a push goes, I mean, it'd be great to sneak in another sponsor or two, but I think it would mainly be finding attendees for the event. And I think that people are ready to go out and do stuff. So hopefully that won't be too difficult of a find for us. But I can't remember what the numbers are because I haven't looked at them in so long, but we have a good base of a couple $1,000s already raised sitting in the sponsorships. And I want to say with the sponsorship packages, we were probably like between 125 and 150 tickets maybe, and maybe I'm overshooting that a little bit, but that sounds right to me. That'll be something, Therese, I think that we just have to kind of almost find where we're at with those numbers again and whose tickets are out there. I know that there were a handful of people that did request a refund back, which we honored, but for a majority of attendees to the event, it's carried over and they still have a ticket. And again, all the sponsorships that I spoke to, and I was able to speak to all but maybe one or two. We still have the money of that one or two, but everybody else was great with us rolling that over until the event happened. So start working on the programming, and if that date's good, which I'm hoping it is on the chamber's end, that puts us in actually, in my opinion, a pretty good spot to start focusing on this over the next couple of months.
So as far as the chamber is concerned, I believe that date is good. We have no major events at that point, and we don't have anything planned yet. I do have some things pending, so I'm glad that you said that. And Trisha happens to be on the call, and she said she will tell the team and get back to you. Yeah, Trisha, are you there?
Hi, good morning, everybody. It's Trisha from CASA. How are you? We're thrilled to have a date on the books. Obviously, I know Kevin and I, as he said, exchanged emails, and we were looking at the fall. So now I'll just take this back to our team, and I'm sure it'll have to get approved by the board. So hopefully you'll hear back from me sooner than later. But that sounds great. Very excited to have this underway. It's so heartwarming.
A long time coming, everyone. So for this event in particular, this is mainly like YPG's event. Kevin and Therese, prior to COVID, and a lot of other people on the team did a lot of things on the back end. But now that this is going to be up and running again, I would like to ask you guys to really be involved, because this is like, our main event or one of our main events for the year. So if anyone wants to, take charge or assist in any way with outreach for tickets or potential sponsorships, or you guys just want to volunteer and be there that night, if you want to email me or text me or whatever pleases you, I would appreciate the help, because I think more reps of YPG taking charge will be really great for the chamber, especially for all the other chamber members who don't see us like on a Friday perk or whatever. They'll finally put like a name to the face, and then you develop more relationships that way. Also, I'll give you credit where credit's due. I'm very good at giving everybody else the credit. So I think that would be very exciting if everyone was open to that. And if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to help.
Usually where we need the help from the entire young professionals group really is selling tickets. We usually try and hand out a handful to everybody to have a stack. If everybody that's part of this group and that's active in this group is able to take 10 tickets and sell 10 tickets to the event, that's good. That usually it gives us such a good base, and it puts us in such a good spot, because we draw. This is one of those unique ones where we draw almost from three separate crowds. So we have to make sure the information in a way finds its way in the hands of three different demographics. The first of which is the one that we kind of have control over, which is the chamber demographic and people that we know, and making sure that the executive board itself is helping us push this and get some tickets out there and supporting by coming. And then to general membership, there's also then kind of where this is not us really putting an event on for CASA, which is where Trisha is saying, hey, I got to make sure we have approval on our end, because we do expect work from the nonprofit as well, where they're also going to their base of people and their demographic to push out and try and get tickets sold to this as well. And then the third piece, which is kind of just the natural piece of the type of event that it is, and where we do it, with it being at the Stone Pony, is we actually kind of get a little bit of a local Asbury Park crowd to this as well, that just want to come and sing on the stage, and which is why it's important that there is the program piece for the organization, so they know why we're putting that on and why we're there, and what the mission is, and the money that's getting raised at that event, what that impact actually has in Monmouth County. So for anyone that's not been to the event, it's great. We obviously always want volunteers for the event. It gives us the opportunity to all be able to rotate and not be stuck at a tricky tray table the entire time, so we can enjoy it as well. Because honestly, it's one of the more fun business related or networking events that you're going to go to. I mean, who doesn't want to go hang out at the Stone Pony and listen to a version of live music, I'll say, when it comes to karaoke. But we honestly get a lot of really good, it's not your typical night out at your local watering hole karaoke. There's some pretty good singers, one within the chamber, surprisingly, but then that actually come out for this contest as well. And I mean, really, the point of it again is to raise money and awareness. So we'll resend out all the ticket information, sponsorship info, because I think there's no reason for us to not still be selling sponsorships to this. And then I don't know if we were still, like, if we were almost good on tricky tray items because we had, again, most of this stuff already collected because we were a week away. But I think that's another thing that maybe we can just, because you don't want to have 500 things at this, but I think that might be something that we just need to kind of reconnect on where we stand with all of our numbers and if we need that as well.
Yeah. We still have all the baskets. They might need to be freshened up. I'm not sure what the contents were.
A year and a
There's
half
probably
later.
a decent chance that there's a little bit of legwork that we have to do in regards to if anything was time sensitive in regards to expiration dates on gift cards. Like, for example, I know obviously our suites, the stuff that we donated was for the 2020 season. So it's just updating for 2022 at that point and what that should be. And then I'm sure there's some other people we're going to have to reach back out to in regards to their package to make sure that they'll either honor what it is or get that updated.
Exactly.
And in addition to selling tickets, the more sponsorships that we can obtain, the better, obviously. I think something that might be nice and easy for everybody to do, if there is a local restaurant that you go to on a regular basis, they often do, like a charity day. So a portion of the proceeds from their evening of sales would go towards whatever organization that you're supporting. So if everybody can just reach out to a restaurant that they go to on a regular basis, that they have a connection with, that's just additional revenue for the fundraiser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know we did a kickoff event to this before the event happened. That was kind of almost it would be an introduction to the charity and kind of just an excuse to have a little bit more behind a traditional business after hours, which, if I can remember back to anything prior to when COVID did happen, was that at iPlay? Is that the one we did at iPlay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know with us obviously being a year and a half from when we did that event, if it makes sense to try and maybe plan again another small kickoff event to just raise awareness to the night itself, because usually we're able to also sell a handful of tickets during that in early September or late August, but that might just be something we want to look at trying to find a venue for to do something together like that again.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good idea, Kevin.
Good idea, Kevin. All right. So at this point of the meeting, we go around the room and we announce our 30-second commercial. So please introduce yourself, who you are, what you do for a living, so on and so forth. And then my fun question of the day will be, Jeremy, do you have any questions that I feel like we haven't asked this year?
What is a new skill that you've picked up?
I like it.
Since heading into quarantine or during COVID.
Okay, so again, mention who you are, what you do for a living, and then tell us what your new skill is during COVID. But for the newbies in the room, and there's a lot of you, and I didn't want to call you out at the beginning of the meeting, but at the end of the meeting, I want you to be sure you listen to everyone, because I write down little notes and then I ask you questions about what we do for a living, or, our silly answers for what we learned during COVID, because I want you guys to know each other on a business level as well as a personal level. So Justin, since you spoke, can you start off with 30 seconds, and then Kerri, and then Patrick, please?
Sure. So repeat question again. It was something you learned during COVID?
During quarantine or COVID.
Okay. Well, I learned, I learned how to do Zoom calls pretty well, and virtual and more virtual events and things like that.
Nice.
I learned how to, one of the things that I recognize, and this is from my business standpoint, is that, a lot of the stuff that I was doing that I felt was necessary really wasn't as necessary, as far as, a lot of the evening dinner type of networking events that I was going kind of around for, that would take a lot of time away from family and stuff. I have a 10-day-old baby upstairs, so I have 3 kids, 7 to 4, and a very young baby. And, a lot of the things I was doing, like a lot of the breakfast things, and not to say that networking's not good, but I find that more is less, and just, having, just a couple of groups instead of too many, and being out and about too much and running around. I found like, kind of narrow it down to a few that you think are going to work and focus on those. That's kind of the main thing. And that, that's kind of all that I had.
Beautiful. Kerri?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kerri Gazerwitz, and I work at Bernicker, Eiger, and Lynch CPA. I'm coming at you live today from our office in Lakewood, New Jersey, and we also have an office in Eatontown, New Jersey. So we are here for all your tax, accounting, and bookkeeping needs. Something I learned during COVID, I guess I started to cook more during COVID. I also moved out of my parents' house, so I kind of was spending for myself anyway. But that's probably the biggest change in my life.
Patrick?
Yeah, I'm Patrick Devine with Investors Bank. I'm a business relationship manager. I help make their operating cycle more efficient and give them access to credit when they need it. And what I did a little bit of masonry. I would not hire me as a mason, but I had to learn a little masonry during COVID. I had a few projects that my father-in-law helped me with. So, but again, don't call me because I'm a terrible mason, but I did learn a little.
That's funny. All right, then we're going to go to Alyssa, Ryan, and Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Alyssa. I'm the business manager for Earthshare, New Jersey. So we conserve and protect air, water, land, and wildlife. And we work with a lot of businesses on, custom volunteer experiences, as well as virtual education experiences. And we have an event coming up this Friday where we're recognizing environmental leaders, and there's going to be auctions and raffles. It'll be a lot of fun. And what I learned during COVID, I learned how to knit, and I made little like hats and different things for my niece who was born. So that was a lot of fun.
All right, Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm the founder and executive director of Greater Than the Game, a nonprofit surrounded with the mission of inspiring people through sports with articles and podcasts. And one thing that I learned during COVID was how to code. Kind of had to code. Learned is a strong word. I tried it for like 3 months and then got tired of not knowing how to move past the lessons. But I attempted to learn how to code. It's more like it.
Cool. Jeremy?
Hi, I'm Jeremy Faberlle. Kathrine generously calls me her co-chair, but I'm more like the vice chair of YPG. I am a financial advisor at Merrill Lynch Wealth Management, but currently working on a career change into commercial real estate acquisitions and development. So in that, I've learned a heck of a lot about Microsoft Excel financial modeling, but in the just amount of content that I have to work through, I am a terribly slow reader. So I recently enrolled in a speed reading course, which so far has doubled my reading speed.
Wow, that's impressive. All right, I'm going to throw one of the newbies in the mix. Kate, if you want to go next, Kevin, and then Thomas.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kate Tobie. This is my first meeting with the YP group. I joined the Women in Business a couple of weeks ago. I'm a financial services professional with the Fortis agency. Our office is in Bellworks in Homedale. You can tell from my view, I'm sitting here if you've ever been here before.
Sick office.
Yeah. So I've been here for almost a year now. I typically work with physical therapists and other millennials. And I have to say, I hate being the douche that talks about working out, but I played college basketball at Montclair State and I could never do a push-up ever. So one of my goals was to be able to do push-ups, and now I'm up to 60 push-ups in a row and I literally couldn't do one. So pretty exciting. Yeah, but that's really it about me. And if anyone ever wants to come to Bellworks, we have networking events on the back patio, once a month, and there's a bar back there. It's pretty cool. So if you want to come by, just let me know. Thanks.
Thanks for sharing. You did a great job. Kevin, if you want to go, and then Thomas.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Fenstermacher. I'm the Assistant General Manager with the newly rebranded Jersey Shore Blue Claws. I have been part of the chamber, I think, for 12 years now. I'm on the executive board for the chamber, and as well as I'm a former past chair for the Young Professionals group. So I had mentioned earlier, I've been part of this group for a long time, so it's near and dear to my heart. I'm happy to be back after being a ghost for a handful of months, with us getting a relaunch for baseball season. I guess easily I could say, I've learned new through COVID that's business related to me, is how to deal with governmental agencies a little bit more in regards to everything that we had to do just to get ourselves operational, in a COVID world, and just how quickly that can change and how fast paced that is. But it's, we are fortunately back open and playing baseball. We just got done of 2 straight weeks of games every night. So still a little bit of a recovery mode for me. But team's on the road for 2 weeks. So it's nice to rejoin society again.
Thomas, are you still with us? I'm on my cell phone, so it's like really hard to figure out if people are still on the
I don't see
phone.
him.
Okay. All right, who is next? I'm going to throw another newbie in the ring. Kara, if you would like to go, Rinkal, and then Rachel.
Hi, I'm Kara. I am the marketing coordinator for 2 companies, they're sister companies. So the first is Immediate Care, which is an urgent care company. And then the sister company is actually called SFC Enterprises, which is a commercial construction and development company. So 2 very different things, but somehow they all work together. And it's a lot, but it's fun. I actually started as an EA here like 3 years ago, and I was just recently promoted to the marketing coordinator like 6 months ago. So trying to just post-COVID craziness get into the mix of everything again. And it's interesting, it's different, it's forcing me to think outside the box, which is nice. And then a new skill that I picked up during the pandemic. I actually always wanted to learn ballroom dancing and salsa and Latin. So I started taking lessons at Fred Astaire. So I got very heavy because I'm very competitive with everything I do. So that's my
I'm a big fan of Dancing with the Stars. So you and I will get
my total inspiration. I was like, this is my dream. This is it.
That's funny.
So that was it.
Thank you. Rinkal, you want to unmute?
Hi, everyone. I'm not newbie anymore. I am Rinkal. I'm with Provident Bank, Community Bank in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. With the bank, I have been with the bank for 5 years. And what we do in the branch level, and I take care of the branch. Like we do personal accounts, business accounts, mortgages, loans, commercial loan. Basically, we take care of everything that bigger bank does. Any investment, looking to retire, come see me. What I learned from COVID is how to entertain myself.
No. Oh, no.
Without being around with my friends, because friends all the time, me and my husband, and then one point like we weren't seeing each other. So that's the skill I learned, like how to entertain by ourselves and still keep it cool and stress-free and those kind of stuff.
Beautiful. Rachel?
Everyone, my name is Rachel. I am the office manager for the Society for the Prevention of Teen Suicide. Office manager is a very broad and difficult title because it doesn't really cover anything. So we're working on fixing my title slightly because it's not quite the same anymore. I have been here since December of 2019, so right before everything kind of hit the fan. So again, kind of explains why office manager has changed slightly over the year and a half. What I have learned, similar to Kara, started taking like online ballet classes. I was a gymnast my whole life and we did, very small amount of ballet, but
I'm like obsessed with like professional ballerinas. I think that they're literally the coolest people. So I started taking those online. I'm not good at all, but you know what? I show up every week on my Zoom and it's pretty fun.
Cool. Trisha, do you want to say your 30 seconds and what you learned over quarantine?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. I'm Trisha McLaughlin from CASA for Children of Monmouth County. CASA is an acronym that stands for Court Appointed Special Advocate. We are a local county chapter, part of a national organization that trains community volunteers to advocate for children in foster care. So currently there are over 430 children in Monmouth County in foster care, and we train any community member who's interested to advocate for the necessary services for the kids in foster care from 0 to age 21. When they're older, we give them the skills and set them on a path to provide for themselves once they're out of the system. And when they're younger, we try to keep them in the same school district. We try to get them a permanent loved home. And this year we are the proud recipient of the YPG charity event, Caring for Karaoke. As far as a skill that I've learned, it wasn't really learned. It was something that I wanted to be recommitted to. So I took up running and strength training. So if you see me, you're going to say, and kind of scratch your head, but I'm trying. I'm working on it.
You guys collectively really love exercise, and I don't know how I feel about it. Well, good morning. Well, actually, Therese, you go and then I'll go.
Okay, good morning, everybody. So nice to see some new folks here. Actually, Kara and I met at our first in-person meeting through the MODC a couple of weeks back. I'm so happy to see you here. Yeah. And yes, Katie, it was great to see you at the women's, the WIB meeting earlier this month. So great to see you here. I love when people come into the YPG from other places. So I am the executive director of the Monmouth Regional Chamber, and I absolutely love this chamber and the people and the members and our volunteers and board. It's an incredible chamber to be a part of. We are very, very active with lots of things going on. As Patrick said, we have the golf outing tomorrow for anybody. Well, at this point, you have to be registered for it because we had to submit numbers. But we're doing it in honor of Colonel Sam, who justin.lotano just talked about. He's was the president of AUSA, the Association of the United States Army, and he did pass away last April from COVID. So we are honoring him, and we are giving a portion of the net proceeds to their junior ROTC scholarship fund. So we're looking to raise a lot of money at the event tomorrow. And the next event that we have every Friday, we do have an 8 o'clock a.m. PERC meeting. It will be on Zoom until we get together in person in July at a new location at Fort Monmouth. And after that, we try to do very interesting educational and give you classes that could help you in your personal life as well as your professional life. And on the 22nd, 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., we are doing a defensive driving course with Tiffany Artis, who owns Howell Driving School. It's on the calendar. Register for that. You have to register directly with Tiffany. And then if you want 2 points off your license, you pay an extra $25 and you can get the 2 points off the license. And at the end of that class, you'll get a certificate that said you passed a defensive driving course. And then Kathrine can give you a discount on your insurance.
I can.
And then the 24th of the month, we have our Women in Business Luncheon in person at Yesterday's in Hazlitt. We have the founder of, oh my goodness.
No Limits Cafe.
Yes, No Limits Cafe as our speaker. And it's going to be an amazing meeting. Please, it's not just for women. We say it's for smart men also. So it's open to everybody, and we hope to see you all there. And then
what did you learn during COVID?
What's that?
What did you learn during COVID?
Oh, what did I, okay. One last thing is we have the Beacon Awards, and on July 22nd, we are honoring all our frontline workers. We're honoring the 5 hospitals in Monmouth County. We are honoring the VNA's Central Jersey, the VNA of Central Jersey's Community Health Center. We're honoring the Mental Health Association of Monmouth County. We are giving the President's Award to the Monmouth County County Commissioners for all the support they gave to local businesses during the pandemic. And we do have an honoree who is a lawyer who was on a ventilator for 6 months and is still recovering, and we're honoring him in representing all COVID victims. So it's going to be a huge event at the Bella Vista at the Pavilion on July 22nd. You don't want to miss it. It starts at 5 o'clock. So please register for that as well. The big thing that I learned during COVID is how to do organic gardening in my backyard, and I loved it. So just call me Farmer Therese.
And to wrap things up, good morning, everyone. My name is Kathrine Dwyer. I work for Colts Neck Agency in Colts Neck, so right behind Delicious Orchards. You're welcome to grab some donuts and then come over to my office to help save on your insurance needs. I did want to emphasize if you do take a defensive driving course at the end of the month, that is a great time to shop for your insurance needs, because having a defensive driving course saves on your insurance. Usually is about $20 to $25. I mean, if you're taking the course, why not save some additional money in the long run? And for most policies, the savings stays on the policy for 3 years. So that's a great, experience to have. And to wrap things up, I am now going to quiz you all. So hopefully you are listening. And I won't call anybody out, but just, raise your hand or say out loud what you think the answer is. So if you wanted your life to be less taxing, who would you potentially call if you needed some help? She's no longer on the phone, so that's not very helpful, but I think you should have been listening. Yeah,
Kerri?
Kerri.
Yep, Kerri. I can't see all of you, so if you just shout out loud, because I'm on my cell phone. I just realized that because you guys went to go raise your hands and I can't see. I see 4 of you at the same time. If you decided to become more crafty over the next week or so, there are a few crafter, self-learning activities that we've learned throughout COVID. Anyone want to shout out who you potentially would call for some crafting time?
Alyssa.
Yes, Alyssa learned how to knit during COVID. If you wanted to all of a sudden learn to do an excessive amount of push-ups just for a talent, who would you call to try to learn how to do a proper push-up?
Kate.
Kate.
Yes, good job, everyone. Let's see, I feel like if you decided that you wanted to include more podcasts in your life, who would you call?
Ryan.
Good job. All right, I think I'm gonna give one more. Trying to make this really hard because you guys were supposed to be paying attention. If you decided to, pick up gardening over the next week or so, who would you end up calling?
Therese.
Nice job. I forgot to mention what I learned during COVID. I learned that I should appreciate hugs from my Nana more often, because throughout COVID, she refused to hug all of us, which was really sad. So I know that's bringing down the mood, but I think that's what I learned that was most important during COVID.
Bringing up the mood.
Well, I really appreciate everyone being on this call this morning. I appreciate all our, new people as well as our returning members. Before everyone jumps off, if you can include your name, your email, and your cell phone number in the chat, I would greatly appreciate it, just to make sure I have updated contact information for everyone. I'm potentially trying my best to do email chains as much as possible, just to make sure that you guys know that the emails are coming out if you're not getting them from the chamber email, which if you're not, can you also tell me so I can figure out why you're missing those email interactions? But otherwise, if anyone has any questions, I'll stick back for 5 minutes. And if not, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Jeremy, you have anything to say?
Nope.
Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. I'm very excited for golf tomorrow, and maybe I'll see some of you guys Friday morning on the perk.
Right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Great to see everybody.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Good one.
Bye.
All right, let me screenshot. Can you cut the recording, please?